Good morning, everybody. It's August 18th, 2021, and this is the Digital Experience Teams group conversation. We've shared the slides and overview video. Video was a bit long. We tried to make it succinct, but there was a lot of work that we've got done since the last one. So I'm happy to open it up for questions. And while people are typing, I just wanted to make sure we called out everyone we got to collaborate with. Our team kind of gets the honor of doing the last mile of a lot of things and launching great work, but this is all a huge cross-functional effort with a lot of awesome people. So thank you everyone for your collaboration. Sid, I see you're typing there. First question.
Yeah, thank you. Great job on making all the comparisons iterable. I think that's a great change, and I think that's going to serve as well in keeping them up to date. So, and they look fantastic.
Thank you.
Second question I had was in the previous infographic comparisons. I think we always showed all stages. And I just checked out only one. It's Bitbucket. I see that it only compares one stage, and I think that's surprising because, for example, Bitbucket also has verify. So I think for sure it should be multiple ones, and they have issues and things like that. But also, I think we should be selling GitLab not as like a better create solution, but I think we should be selling GitLab as a DevOps platform that integrates the entire lifecycle into a single application. So I think whatever we compare ourselves with, I think we can say, look, we're just going to compare a complete product because you want everything in the same product. That's the future.
Yeah, I completely agree. That looks a little light. I don't know if anyone on the or Tina, do you want to jump in, or is there anyone on the product marketing team, either Will or Alita, that might have context?
There's an open issue for the single platform tools. So the Bitbucket one is a one-off. Alita and the product marketing team are working on how to do the scoring methodology for that one. So I'll link the issue in the agenda once I find it, and then we can tag Alita in that question for more specifics.
Yeah, thanks for that. But I think what you said is we do something different for platform tools versus point solutions. My suggestion would be is we always do the same comparison. We always compare on everything, and that people can see, okay, this is where they are strong and this is how it compares with GitLab. But I think it's legitimate to say, look, you want everything in the same application. I think we call it land with vision at GitLab. And I think that we don't have to, we're not going to compete on being a better point solution. We want to be better, but that's not why you should pick GitLab. You should pick GitLab because you agree, no, I want everything in the same application. I'm not going to maintain my DIY DevOps.
That makes sense.
It's interesting because all the other ones have the full platform compare on them, like Azure DevOps and then GitHub and JFrog. So I just wonder if that's a one-off, but we'll definitely consider that.
Yeah, the nice thing with it being in the Netlify CMS now is all the data is editable by the PMM team. So it could just be that that's a temporary data set that's being iterated on. But yeah, I don't have context into that. We'll look into it. Great points.
Oh, and to what extent do we're still in the middle of converting everything to this new framework?
Yeah, stage one competitors right now. So tier one competitors are complete. And at this point, the digital experience team is not putting in that content now that it's on a CMS. I think that's over to product marketing.
Okay, and what's the schedule for product marketing to do the rest?
I don't see anyone from their team on the call.
Yeah, I haven't been super close to that, Sid and team. Hi, how are you? But we should check with Alita. She's been driving that from our team, so we can shoot her ping and check on that and follow up in the doc or whatever works.
I'll link that issue as well.
Yeah, there's an epic for the overall work plan on that, which I'm going to drop into the agenda here.
Awesome, thanks for that. I'm gonna call out the pajama standardization, like the website's looking not only a lot better, but also a lot more consistent with our product. So I think that's very cool. And I love like new
Awesome,
features,
thanks. Yeah,
things like that. It's great.
sorry, we pulled in a lot of pajamas leadership and have slippers, which is the marketing interpretation of pajamas. But yeah, we're making some great strides with that, and I'd call out even the GitLab 14 initiative to put that page forward. Like without the effort that we put into that design system, all of those asks would have either had to have been a no or people working till midnight or over the weekend. But because we have these components that we made the investment in, it was just an easy yes. So it felt really great to see that effort unlock other teams.
Cool. Talking about the new free trial banner, I think that's great, and I think that's a great call to action. I think we should make sure that we don't overdo it and that it's appropriate for the page that our people are on.
Right.
For example, if you go to the enterprise page, you see 3 kind of recommended actions that stand out. All 3 of them are get a free trial. We know that in enterprise, the person visiting our website or the person we hope to sell to is not actually going to like sign up for a trial. At least I think that's unlikely. It's not that we want the CIO or the CISO to sign up for the trial. I think we want to get them interested in talking with us. So consider kind of having more contextual kind of calls to action and not just betting on the free trial.
I think that's a great idea. And now that you're showing that screen, I was also thinking, seeing the 2 buttons in the same areas is a little bit loud. So even adding some interaction where we could recognize when that first button scrolls out of view and then the overlay could kind of pop up so it's not overly competitive. So thanks for calling that out.
Yeah, that's a great one. So you were saying like, hey, we know we got a free trial button here, so this only needs to pop up as soon as we start.
Exactly, yeah. And that little bit of movement will actually draw the eye too, which will probably increase engagement.
That makes a ton of sense. Thank you.
Love it. I don't see any more questions in the agenda, but if anyone has anything on their mind or about the presentation or the Q3 plan, or even just something in your head that, we've got a lot of interesting people on the call, please feel free to vocalize. And we have the awesome CEO shadows and they're amazing at writing notes. So take advantage of it.
I have a question that I'll type in. So I saw some A/B testing in the presentation. Mm-hmm. Really excited and interested to learn what else is planned. What other pages are we going to be doing testing on?
So what other pages are we planning on doing testing on? We're going to continue to do tests where appropriate. We've been doing a lot of testing on the pricing page primarily, and there's a few reasons for that. One is we don't want to do things that are going to harm. It's been feeling a little bit like we've been over testing, but the reason behind that is primarily our Google Analytics data had kind of a non-revertible change happen. So we went from having years of historical data to compare against, and now we're in this. It actually reminds me, I don't know if you've seen this movie Memento, but like we only have a 2-month data set right now, and next month it'll be 3 months, and the month after that it'll be 4. So we kind of really got our legs taken out from under us for being able to quantify the value of the work we're doing. So the testing is a way that we can have these little snapshot equal now against now versus doing regression testing against periods of time in a small data set, which is pretty volatile because there's just not a lot of data. And also, last month there could have been things going on that are very different than this month, August and holidays and stuff like that. So a little bit of a long-winded answer of the history, but we're going to continue to test basically every feature that's in a on a large performing page, so homepage, pricing page, these pages that are paths to conversion. And we're putting a lot of effort in this quarter to pivot to be completely hypothesis driven. So while I don't have an exact answer for you right now, Neil, the whole way that we're going to go about our work is writing a jobs to be done statement, what we're trying to prove, and then what the hypothesis we're going to test against it. And then from there, we'll determine, like, should it be an A/B test? Is the information we're going to get back from the A/B test valuable? Like, is it worth putting that amount of effort in? Or is this change just kind of a no-brainer, just do it? But we will be tagging things. So I can, once we get the board set up, I can share that link with you.
Thank you. That was really interesting, that backstory. Something I hadn't really considered, but yeah, you're changing the interaction, the usage. So therefore your data, and like you said, some of it's just completely gone. It's not relevant anymore. Wow.
Yeah. Well, that actually, the Google Analytics thing was, we had to remove some data, and it was kind of, the solution was a little bit of a chainsaw versus tweezers. So it was yeah, I'm still recovering from it. It's made my job a lot harder.
Hey, Michael, I can add my question after this, or more of a point. Overall, great work. I love the direction you and your team are going. I was just looking at slide 11 on the direction of the features page. It looks great. One thing I think about longer term is how can we position other features that relate to that feature that make it even more valuable. So one that we hear from customers and new users a lot that they're not aware of, but is like a aha moment, is when they submit an MR and it automatically closes an issue. So I wonder if there's moments for us to throw in tips or kind of just highlight how different stages interact with each other and the additional value that it brings.
That's such a cool idea, Sam. You know what it makes me think of? I know we were both in the kickoff for the docs OKR we have, and the docs team already has that little side call out design plan. We could integrate that into this template where we could have these little, like, aha moments, almost like a pull quote in a magazine that is related, but is kind of a new topic. And then where my head goes with that too, which would be amazing, is just little animated, looping video to actually get the product visuals in front of prospective customers or buyers. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. So I love it. That solutions template can also, we're also planning on figuring out how to use it for features. So, the way I interpret it is features are features of GitLab. It's what makes GitLab GitLab. A collection of features builds a solution. So we could potentially show those work paths to just make it really evident to these buyers, like, this is what you're getting, this is the value, this is how it solves your problem. So yeah, we'll pull you into that work. Christine, I see you've got one in next.
Yeah, less of a question for yourself, Michael, but more for the other folks on the call. I personally really like the framework that you all used for planning out Q3, and it's a nice mix of tackling some of these larger projects and also getting quicker wins. And so I was just curious if other folks on the call have any feedback on Q3, especially, are there any major things that are missing that we can potentially factor into, later in the quarter or the following quarter?
Sounds like we nailed it. What we're always trying to do every quarter is I have this, I'm a very visual person. So I have this visual of a funnel, like your classic funnel, and you want to have a combination of, like, a few big rocks or big objects, a few medium and a few small. So, like, it all fits through. It's not just trying to get all giant things through, because that'll create a blockage. I think I'd call out one that I know is causing a little bit of a pain point. But it's just the reality of where we at, is the P1 localization. But we're working on trying to figure out how to enable that. But looking at everything else we have on our list, it's it's not bumping up higher. So it's more to do with the slide where I was talking about the nearshore team. If I can get that moving forward and through procurement and onboarded, that'll enable us to pull in a lot more.
Yeah, super exciting.
Great. Well, we're halfway through the meeting. Getting halfway is very efficient. So I'll give it three more seconds here. And if everyone's good, I appreciate everyone being involved. Great. Well, thanks for your engagement. Everyone, thanks for looking through the work. We love it. We love what we're doing. We love the collaboration with everyone. And we're here. We're happy to talk. I'd love to grab a coffee and hear what Q4 initiatives you want to do. Like, let's figure out how to make it all awesome. Have a good Wednesday.